Let's talk about what it is like to live in Middlesex County. So, first, where exactly is Middlesex County? It is the largest county in Massachusetts by population, stretching from the northern suburbs of Boston all the way to like I-495 corridor and Worcester County border. So, dozens of cities and towns here like Lowell, Cambridge, Somerville, Framingham, Waltham, Woburn, Burlington, Malden, Medford, Westford, Acton, Concord, and many more. Each town, of course, having their own style, vibe, housing market, and their own pros and cons as well. So let's do a little bit of a dive into it and some of the biggest questions that people have when they're considering a move. One of the biggest questions, of course, is how's the commute? So for this, honestly, the honest answer is it really depends on the town. The closer that you're moving to Boston and Cambridge, the more transit options you have, of course. MBTA commuter rail has several lines that run through Middlesex County, including the Fitchburg line and the Lowell line, Haverhill, and then you've got Worcester Framingham line. So these will all connect you to the north or the south stations in Boston. Then you've got subway lines that dip into part of the county, like Cambridge, Somerville, Medford. Those have subway access. But if you're a driver and you're working with the major routes like 93, 95, Route 2, Route 3, and Mass Pike, commute times really range depending on where you're at from 20 minutes to over an hour, depending on traffic and what time you start. So for example, if you're starting at like 8 a.m., you're hitting all of the traffic. If you go a little bit before that, you might miss some of the traffic. So for those who work remotely, which is a big thing in today's market, of course, some of those more like suburban, semi-rural towns in the outer parts of the county would offer maybe more accessible price points without the commuting pressure. So let's talk about some of the housing. Middlesex County covers a lot of different price points. Generally speaking, towns that are closer to Boston and Cambridge, like Somerville, Medford, Watertown, those tend to have higher price points due to their proximity to the city and their walkability. But as you move further out, you typically find a little bit more home for your dollar. So you'll find everything in Middlesex County from condos, multifamilies, and single family homes as well, with yards, garages, and more space. It really just depends on where exactly, like which town specifically you're looking. But Middlesex County has been very competitive in recent years as well. There's been a lot of low inventory, which is really keeping the prices elevated across the entire county. So finding the right home, really, you're going to need a little bit of patience and the right strategy. So let's talk a little bit about lifestyle in Middlesex County. So if you enjoy the outdoors, you've got Walden Pond State Reservation, which is in Concord. And then you've got Minuteman Bikeway, which I absolutely love. This bike trail runs through, it's a paved rail trail, and it runs through Arlington, Lexington, Bedford, Concord. And it's a great trail. And then you've got Harold Parker State Forest, Great Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. And there's a lot of different conservation areas in different towns and trail networks where you really have just quite a bit of outdoor access. A lot of different rail trails as well. So we've talked kind of about those areas that are closer to the Boston area, but you also in Middlesex County have Holliston, Hopkinton, Medway, those towns as well. And they've got a really beautiful bike trail in that area also. So of course, a lot of history in these areas, different American Revolutionary history. Lowell has a Lowell National Historical Park. It's an industrial birthplace. You've got Harvard Art Museums, MIT museums in Cambridge. So there is quite a bit of just history as well in these towns also to check out. So of course, restaurant scene across the county, you're spanning so many different towns. So I mean, you could be talking about farm to table dining in Concord, but also like diverse food scenes in Lowell and Framingham. And then you've got, of course, restaurant rows in Cambridge and Somerville. So along that whole county, you have just got a lot of different food options. Education-wise, this county is home to some of the most well-regarded public school districts in Massachusetts. So definitely like an area to check out. Hopkinton has been #1 school district or top school district for quite some time. And then we've got all of the higher education universities as well. So you've got Harvard, MIT, Tufts, Bentley, all of those. And you've got UMass Lowell as well. So quite a few different educational options here. So let's see. Middlesex County is a major economic hub as well. So life sciences, biotech sector. Cambridge in particular is one of the top life sciences clusters clusters in the world. So they have major institutions and biotech companies that are really anchored in that area, like in specifically Kendall Square area. And then we've got technology, finance, healthcare, education, all major sectors as well, major employers in the area. So there is a lot that drives people to this area in particular. Strong employment base is really one of the key reasons why housing demand in Middlesex County has remained so strong. Jobs just bring a lot of people in, and of course, people need homes. So is Middlesex County the right fit for you? If you value major employment centers and you want options, you want walkability, if you like outdoor recreation, different cultures and top-rated schools and just all that Massachusetts really has to offer, Middlesex County is a great spot to begin your home search. If you're looking for flexibility on price point, of course, you're going to talk about different sectors of the area. So there's different things to consider when you're thinking about Middlesex County. You could either be like in the north, Lowell area, or you're going to be a little more southern, closer to Worcester County area, Hopkinton, Holliston, Medway. But there's so many towns and so many diverse options here that it's a really great spot to start. So if you have any specific questions at all, I'm here to help you through it all and talk you through which town may be the best fit for you. All my info is in the description below, and I look forward to chatting with you. Have a great week.